Testing, testing, testing. Okay. Um, Hi. Welcome, Black Metal Hooligan, to the chat. Already dropping bombs when I'm still like preparing behind the scenes. Man, I hope you guys can hear me. I think you guys can hear me all right. But welcome to the stream, Black Metal Hooligan. You are totally 100% right. Uh, WWE doing Game of Thrones style storytelling right now, and AEW is Simpson style. Okay, let me reread that again because I'm still like trying to get everything situated behind the scenes. So, according to Black Metal Hooligan, which he came in here hot, dropping bombs, and we have not even begun yet to talk about this. Because, all according to All Elite Wrestling, the United Empire is no more when that is not like freaking true. And I will stand here with my United Empire flag, imaginary flag, and be like, that's not true. Let's talk about it. But here comes Black Metal Hooligan with the bomb of the stream. I was going to say the beginning of the stream. It really is the beginning of the stream. He says WWE doing Game of Thrones style storytelling right now. And AEW is Simpsons style. That is 100% accurate. And what up, Javi? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. Yeah, I haven't I'm still in the phase of telling the internet world that I am live. If you want to go bring in your buddy, you can give them the link. Send the link out if you want to. But yeah, we got to talk about this because again, like they are just rushing through something that doesn't need to happen and doesn't need to drag New Japan Pro Wrestling in. And I made a whole big YouTube post. If you guys are not part of the like my YouTube community, or if you see the YouTube community post, I posted a really long message because it's getting like annoying. AEW and their writers are just lazy to create something new and something that's like AEW bound, not with the attachment of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I will probably, once I officially start, that I will, reiterate like all this stuff. Um, Also, while I do this, how do you guys like my thumbnail? To me, it's very risky just because like I know some people behind the scenes. So it's like, yeah, I don't want them to get the wrong idea, but according to AEW, we're going with that. According to AEW, that is what they want us to think, that United no more, like, they never really cared about the United Empire. They never did. I should probably put this below. Hey, Robert Jr., what's up? Thank you for joining the stream. Let me put it in my Discord as well. How's everybody doing on a Sunday? Usually Sundays I don't stream. The weekends are optional for me. Um, but yeah, the weekends are optional for me. But the past couple of weeks has just been crazy. Hi, Denisha. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, And I always appreciate the guys from Wrestling Soup. Even though I haven't really like been streaming as much, I have been like checking in on other people's works and videos, and man, like I could always count on Wrestling Soup to like make me laugh, cause their jokes just come out of nowhere, and you're just like, what the fuck, you know? Some of their stuff is like really really good. So I like the fact that I can laugh alongside them and be like, oh yeah, that's true, that's so true. Um, so while I'm telling the world um about, I'm live, um you're still trying to understand why they need to have a crown jewel championship, because it was paid for by the Saudi prince. So if it's paid for by the Saudi prince, you don't tell the Saudi prince no. um it's only a championship for like the Saudis, and they get a ring, um so yeah, like I said, you do not tell the prince of Saudi Arabia no. You just don't do that. um why are they trying to rewrite history of what happened in New Japan? I don't know, and this is why I'm trying to have these conversations. And because it's live stream, people can come in, listen, and actually like send it to AEW. This is the thing though. If you guys head to my, hold on, I'll link you guys my post on the YouTube community, just in case if you guys don't know how to get there. Um, because on my YouTube community, um, I'm able to write as long like a long passage about it, rather than like on Twitter. But like, to me, I'm probably gonna say this whole thing again anyway. Um, why can I not? Hold on. Can I not get the link to share it to you guys? I thought I could. That's Wait. Do I have to open it up? Oh, no, no, no. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. Sorry guys, give me a second here. I pressed the post where I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm live," rather than like the one where I talk about it, because um the thing is that I cannot find the pinpoint for why we need to do this now. Because if we're going to go based off of um do I have to open this up? I think I have to open it up in order to give it to you guys. Yes, I do. So stupid. Um, okay. So if you guys, that's not, no, is it? If you guys click on that link, let me know what happens. Because I really do. If not, I'll go over it with you guys on stream. But there's nothing in the history of what I know of following United Empire and whatnot, right? Like, there's no pinpoint to why Kyle had to have that promo. And if we're going based off of that promo, right? Of like him saying how bad Osprey is, and Osprey, is egotistical, and like, only wanted them for like his gain and popularity and all that fucking bullshit, right? Like, it makes no sense, because Osprey was the one that, obviously created United Empire, but he wants no credit in that. And he brought in people that it's a united empire from all over the world that have lots of different strengths, and they complement each other, and like they all lifted each other. It was a team, it was a team. So like, I don't understand the point of reference of Cal getting upset just because he's like, oh, Osprey came into AEW and now all they're gonna do is talk about Osprey. Well, right now he's a bigger name than you. Like, you can't like help that unless you do something different. And shaving his head was not the answer, because now he looks like he looks like Andy from Toy Story. Not really Andy from Toy Story, but the other one, the villain Sid. He looks like Sid from Toy Story. Like, he could have still carved out his own lane, or he could have like talked about like, let's do an AEW story of why I'm no longer under your like tutelage, because they left New Japan Pro Wrestling. So if you leave New Japan Pro Wrestling, you should have no ties to it. The same way that Jay White has left New Japan Pro Wrestling, and we're still on that kayfabe shit that he can go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, we say that, it's Jay White in AEW. Jay White is an AEW guy. Kyle Fletcher is an AEW guy once he jumped shipped. Oh my God, that's not a word. Once he jumped ship to AEW to sign, and nobody knew in the group. So, and basically I know that for a fact. So, people need to stop trying to tell me the history of United Empire and New Japan Pro Wrestling when I've been covering it, and you guys could go in my back catalog to go see how I covered it. Like, I covered the whole entire shit. But the AEW fans are loving it, which shows me they are not true wrestling fans because they don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm gonna push back on that only because AEW fans want to be accepted so bad that they do not want to say anything negative because they don't want to get buried and they don't want to get canceled. So I'm gonna push back on that. AEW fans are loving it. It's in has to be in quotation marks, I get it. I totally get it. I get that, they don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. And if you guys are in my Discord, or those that are just passing by this live stream and you go into my Discord, I do say that the AEW fans are not the same as New Japan fans, and New Japan fans are not the same as AEW fans. It is not. By the way, I know you guys probably want the camera on, but I'm just completely talking here because I love my thumbnail. I really do. I love my thumbnail so much. It's like the Greatest Royal Rumble Championship, which Braun Strowman won. To make no sense. Yeah. That I know that one's going back to the Crown Jewel thing. I see New Japan Pro Wrestling ending their partnership at the end of the year. Yes, I hope so. Tanahashi, you are my president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. I want nothing but the best for New Japan Pro Wrestling because it has given me so many memories, so many laughs, and so many feelings because you guys know how to do story in your own way that is completely different from how we do story here in the United States of America. So please do yourself a favor and break your partnership off from AEW. Make a partnership with WWE if you have to, or Pro Wrestling Noah, or appoint somebody for doing weekly strong shows, because that was the big thing that when New Japan Pro Wrestling was doing the weekly NJPW strong shows, and then when the pay-per-view came up, they were selling tickets way before partnering with AEW, way before AEW was actually a thing, they were doing so well before the partnership, and then decided to make some really terrible decisions, and now this is why they're in the thing that they're in. Listen, man, one can hope that they break away from AEW. And this is one of the only few weeks I can remember that I actually watched Dynamite, and Kyle looks like a dollar store version of The Rock from early 2000s. Oh God, I didn't see that personality. Oh my God, I didn't see that. Funny comparison. He's trying to join John Moxley's group, probably, right? It shows me that AEW needs to rely on history of past companies instead of coming up with their own. See, that can work at certain times, but it should not be a crutch for AEW to lean on past history of other companies when the guys come in. That right there can definitely work, because sometimes you might have for the lack of a better phrase, a glitch in the road, right? When you have two people doing a story, you can definitely what do you call it? You could definitely rely on that, but not make it as a crutch. Yo, G Coalition, dude, I might have to have you on my stream just so that we could talk about this. So you say in chat, let me just say that the Ospreay is selfish narrative comes from nothing. Yeah, exactly. You wrote a whole list of other points that I didn't get to in my last video, and I want to say right here on this stream that thank you for that, because you and I could definitely be let's talk about this. So thank you. Fletcher and Davis being brought to United Empire was their biggest opportunity ever, and Ospreay constantly tried to get them paid by New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is public knowledge. I'm gonna read that again for people that are listening to this, because I'm not really like showing my chat on screen, but I'm going to read it verbatim. Fletcher and Davis being brought to United Empire was their biggest opportunity ever, and Ospreay constantly tried to get them paid by New Japan Pro Wrestling. That is truth. That is accurate. That is 100% history. And it is public knowledge. So, by the way, I'm still reading chat here. I can say that personally, I was a big New Japan Pro Wrestling fan and have lost all of my interest in AEW. The storytelling is completely broken. Exactly. Okay. By the way, okay, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. The moment that New Japan Pro Wrestling end their partnership with AEW and join up with WWE, that's when the IWC on Twitter will lose their shit. Let them lose their shit, because the internet has definitely told us that in order for you to get ahead on the internet, you have to be fake and you have to be kissing ass. LK says Ospreay starting with Callis made 0 sense from the start. Yes, that was weird, especially when they had the rematch with Kenny Omega and they were in Canada, so they had to switch up the heel and babyface role, and it's like, oh god. LK also goes on to say, I still don't know why TK paired them. Did they think Ospreay couldn't do promos? Ospreay could do promos, but it depends on what the promo is. I'm not going to give him a pass for, doing the whole Triple H and Stephanie McMahon kind of like promo kind of shit, because that was fucking stupid and he knows it was stupid. But like anything else that he ever did promo wise, especially in New Japan Pro Wrestling, were really good. They were really top tier. They came from the heart and they were really, really good. Yo, the Broken One, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. The difference between AEW fans is that they are open to nonsense and silliness. The NJPW fans are into realism. They at least want to see a sort of sports-based product with some entertainment aspects. Yes, because that's how I am. Yes. I'm still trying to understand how they messed up Wardlow. Wardlow is 50-50. AEW messed up Wardlow and Wardlow messed up himself. So it's 50-50 for the blame. The start-stop runs, yes, that's definitely part of it. Constantly making him a lackey, cutting his hair for no reason. Yeah, that too. And then Wardlow saying that he did not want the TNT Championship title. When he wanted the AEW World Championship title and just like discarded the TNT Championship title. I just can't see NJPW and WWE forming a partnership. WWE chose Noah. They have their partnership in Japan. Look, man, money talks. Money talks. And New Japan right now needs a little bit of help in that department. So money talks. And by the way, why wouldn't like AJ Styles want to go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling and face one of the young guys, like a Suji, or, face Zack Sabre Jr., the champion of New Japan Pro Wrestling, or like AJ Styles versus like somebody else, or have Tama like go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling to right some wrongs. If he wants to do that, go bring the Bloodline over there, and then like all that money will be made. It's a match made in heaven. But when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling, if you look at all of the other Japanese companies, New Japan Pro Wrestling tries to stick so much to tradition that sometimes they can't see, the bigger picture of like what's going to make them the most money. But to align with AEW, because it sort of fits their mode and fits what they want to present, it's not really, the thing. And I talked about it on the last podcast that I did about the ticket sales. It's really sad to see that New Japan Pro Wrestling, they have an upcoming pay-per-view called Fighting Spirits, and it's going to be for the first time ever in Massachusetts over here. And the tickets for that, along with 2 AEW shows, are grouped in together for a 30% off sale. That is sad. And people try to, clown on me saying that, how's it sad? And I'm like, I know exactly what you're doing. But it's sad because this would have never happened if they would have stayed the course of having the strong shows have a mainstay roster, maybe rotate one or two people that can't make it to a show here and there, but keep the strong shows and then build up to the monthly pay-per-views to showcase to the American audience. And then also incorporate video packaging, vignettes, and have the wrestlers talk about why they should get a NJPW subscription. But sometimes New Japan Pro Wrestling does things a lot slower than normal because that's how Japan is. Japan runs on being modern while also living in the past. Like Japan itself still has a fax machine. Like, that is why it's sort of a little weird that, we want them to move as fast as America, but we also have to be very respectful to their culture and how they move things along. But I do really think that, New Japan will prosper under partnering with WWE. That does not mean that WWE is going to take everything from New Japan Pro Wrestling, but it will open up bigger avenues and we'll have a lot more shares and we'll have a lot more stories and people could go over there for an excursion for like the G1. Like, who wouldn't want to see, who wouldn't want to see some WWE stars in the G1, let Cody go back there and have, his time to shine. We always wanted like Roman to go over there. I know I did. I wanted Roman to go over there to prove himself. So, why not send Roman over there and do the G1 and see how he holds up? Send the Usos over there for a World Tag League, even if they don't win. That was exciting about New Japan Pro Wrestling when they introduced Chris Bay and Ace Austin into the Best of the Super Juniors Tag League. That was very interesting of New Japan Pro Wrestling introducing Alex Zane, I almost forgot his name, but Alex Zane into the product of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and now we don't see these guys anymore, despite like Chris Bay having a freak accident and like I hope he gets well. But before that, like, it was exciting. So this is why like I'm so hopeful that like New Japan ends up, cutting off AEW because they are losing money by being attached to AEW. And if they go to WWE, they'll be a lot more prosperous. And I know everybody in chat is chatting, and I thank you. LK, thank you for subscribing and being part of the family of the Square Circle podcast. I totally appreciate it. So yeah. Okay, I have no idea. Can you imagine if Braun Breaker goes to the G1, especially if they want to build him up internationally, man? And do you know that his father and uncle wrestled over there? They wrestled over in New Japan, like the WCW guys. Guys, you have to remember that WCW... Okay, so how can I say this? Because WCW guys showed up over in Japan as well. Because they had a partnership. WCW had a partnership in Japan, and the guys showed up at various wrestling Japanese promotions. So it's not far-fetched if I'm like, hey, New Japan Pro Wrestling, President Tanahashi, break away from AEW and join WWE. I'm only fixing my hair, guys. If you're wondering, like, why is there silence? But yeah, I appreciate every single person that's here. I'm probably going to go back up and read some of the comments and whatnot, but, Yo, LC Killer, hi, welcome to the chat. Yeah, I didn't put it everywhere, but you guys are always welcome to basically retweet and like send it out. We're only 26 minutes in and we're having a damn good conversation. I love you guys. I still feel like New Japan should have been in a stronger position to deal with COVID for the same reason AEW should have never been um, AEW. Listen, the whole COVID thing like took everybody by surprise. Japan was just being like super overprotective and whatnot. Like COVID is what it is. We all dealt with it. We all came through on the other side. Rest in peace to those that obviously didn't. But not to make anything, political. But like, it is what it is. COVID could have been handled a different way to help out everybody in the situation. But it is what it is. I don't think that we can still use COVID as a talking point for people to get better, because we're sort of like past it. Not to be insensitive, but not to be insensitive, but we can't keep using it as a talking point. Discord link is now dropped in chat just in case if everybody wants to join the Discord. Okay, I'm going back up to read some comments. Few weeks ago, I read some comments like, "Hey, the relationship between AEW and New Japan Wrestling is really good. New Japan is gonna make its own Forbidden Door, aka Wrestle Dynasty." What? No, no. Just because people want to make their own like pay-per-views to rival, I guess rival Forbidden Door doesn't mean that they're in a really good relationship. Like, no, like. Listen, Wrestle Dynasty is, I don't even think Wrestle Dynasty is a New Japan thing. I think that's an AEW thing. But they put it for Japan so that way it looks like Japan can have something. But nah, man, I don't think so. Because then for all the pay-per-views that New Japan has, New Japan would have created its own thing. Wrestle Dynasty, it's like an AEW creation, but given to Japan so that way people can think that New Japan Pro Wrestling did it on their own. Okay. I also believe that Uncle Dave convinced TK that New Japan Pro Wrestling style could work in the U.S., but Uncle Dave Bucks Omega failed to fundamentally understand why and how New Japan works. That is correct. Yes, totally correct. For example, see how TK has messed up using factions. He doesn't know how to form them and doesn't know how to use them. Just look at the football team, the Jaguars, and his soccer team. Like 100% on point. Osprey and Callis would have worked if it was started a year earlier than it was. By mid 2023, Will and the United Empire were already tweeners, so them messing with Callis' family just to get at Kenny was flawed 100%. I'll say this: guys like Warlow, Will House, Samoa Joe, and many others like them almost have a hard to say no to Tony Khan for dumb ideas. Won't be surprised if they can't say no either. That's totally true. It does seem like that on the surface level. Because then again, you have to think about it too. Like, who really wants to say no to their boss, the one that's signing the checks? But sometimes you got to put your foot down and be like, look, this doesn't make any sense. Cody could go to New Japan Pro Wrestling and do some matches. That'd be great. Let's see. Again, Cody versus Suji. Cody versus Zack Sabre Jr. Cody versus Taichi versus Cody versus David Finlay. Cody versus... we could put him against Maloney. we could put him against Drilla Maloney and see how that works. A former WWE UK talent like Drilla Maloney versus Cody Rhodes. Like, that'd be great. Also an unnecessary scenario because Kenny beating Ospreay for the IWGP US Championship title at Wrestle Kingdom in the first place was unnecessary. I did not like that. I have a podcast talking about that, and I was like, that's bullshit. Also, no promotion was devastated by COVID than New Japan Pro Wrestling. They were still strong in 2019. It lost a ton of foreign talent and never recovered. Yeah. Tell that to the IWC idiots on Twitter saying that WWE is only in business for themselves. They will take all the talent and buy out New Japan Pro Wrestling. Listen, those people on Twitter that do that kind of shit are just, instilling fear into like everyone and anyone, man. Like it's so ridiculous. You can't see any top WWE stars being allowed to go to the G1. This is too grueling a tournament, and they worry of injury too great. I can see lower tier. Yeah, but I mean, we could always try. There's always injury risk with anything. Okay, now I'm back down to like the normal comments. That being New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor both dropped the ball on talent and creative oversight when it came to the Elite. If it wasn't for that, we're literally talking about a straight up American sister promotion. Yep. I like to pretend 2020 did not exist. Same, dude, same. Am I the only one that gets sad every time I see Ishii on AEW? No, you are not alone. I get sad too, and then like I tell AEW to stop like nicknaming him Big Tom because I have this thing about nicknames. Like if you personally know the person, then you can call them by their nickname. But someone like me who don't know Ishii personally, or the fans that don't know Ishii personally, or the wrestlers that don't know Ishii personally, why are we nicknaming him Big Tom? Because you don't know how to say Tomohiro Ishii? Because you don't want to respect another person's culture and another person's name? Like, man, how do AEW fans and AEW preach about respecting other people's cultures, but don't want to respect Ishii? So basically, the nickname started by WW, and that's his code name. But you guys should know who WW is, and it got started with him on a podcast episode, and basically he calls him Big Tom rather than Ishii or Tomohiro Ishii. So it got started as a thing around AEW. But again, if you don't know a person personally, me as a viewer and as a fan of Ishii, I should not be calling him Big Tom. I should not, because that's disrespectful. Like, I am overstepping something or trying to be cool or trying to be like, oh yeah, I know him when I don't know him. People give other people permission to call them a nickname because they either grew up on it, or when you talk to them and let's say that like, there's a bunch of like, Fredericks, and the one person that you meet that is a Frederick, and you're like, hey Frederick, what's going on, right? That person could be like, oh no, just call me Freddie. It's cool, call me Freddie. But if Ishii, because Ishii stays in character 100% of the time, Ishii is basically like, not gonna tell these guys and not gonna correct them. So it just goes to show, and that's a little disrespectful to do that. If Ishii didn't give you the okay, then don't do it. But yeah, they call him Big Tom because people just want to be rude with other people's cultures. RH used to have Joe Hendry. Really? Are you talking about Ring of Honor before like Tony bought it? We all believe in Joe Hendry here on the Square Circle podcast. Jay White called him Tomo for a bit when they feuded for a bit, but it worked for 3 reasons. Exactly. Here comes G Coalition, man. Like, G Coalition is my number one in this conversation about like New Japan Pro Wrestling. Sorry to everybody else. Please do not be jealous. I still love each and every one of you guys. I just want to make that perfectly clear. But yes, Jay White calling him Tomo is still part of his name, because his name is Tomohiro. So it's Tomohiro and then Ishii. And by the way, it is not Ishii. You do not pronounce that second I. It's just Ishii. And as G Coalition is explaining, Jay knew Ishii for years. Tomo is still a Japanese shorthand, and Bullet Club is supposed to be kind of disrespectful anyway, so it makes perfect sense. It's just that Jay White did not take liberties to call him Big Tom because, you know, sometimes Americans don't know how to say other people's names in different cultures. And I get it. It's a little bit difficult because I even have difficulty saying certain names in Japanese or certain names in Spanish, and I'm half Spanish, or even names in Italian, like, and I'm also half Italian. But like it goes to show that, like, you know, instead of trying to create a nickname for a person that you don't know personally, why don't you sit down with them and be like, help me say it correctly? Like, if anybody in chat or anybody that like comments after the fact of this live stream, if I ever need somebody to tell me how to properly say their name, I will ask them in advance to be like, hey, how do you properly say your name? Can I properly say your name right? Okay, so it's not even a good nickname. Now, Murder Grandpa for Suzuki is a good nickname. Yes, Murder Grandpa is definitely a good nickname. And Murder Grandpa does not screw up Minoru Suzuki at all. That's an insult to Japanese culture and his ancestors. Yes. None of which applies to WW, Kyle O'Reilly, and Big Tom. Yeah, right? Yes. Okay, so what's wrong with Okada? This is not the Okada I watch in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okada's getting paid. That's all I can say. Like, I don't know, man. Like, LK, I wish I had a better explanation for you, man. I'm still trying to figure it out. And I love Okada. But now I can't really defend him because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Okada? By the way, I have a signed Okada towel that I love and that I won from New Japan Pro Wrestling because they were doing a giveaway, which I probably should post a picture in my Discord. So again, if you're not part of my Discord, join the Discord. The Discord will make its way to the comment section and the description box. But like, seriously, I do have a signed Okada towel, which is kind of cool, but I don't know what's up with Okada. Well, nobody says Hawaii. Yeah, they really don't. Like, you know, it's just Hawaii. Yo, MD, what's up? Thank you for joining the chat. Thank you for being here. All right, man. Thanks for joining the chat, the broken one. I will see you soon. We'll chat soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. Imagine if they call Suzuki Old Men. Oh, no. I would definitely be like, AEW, what's wrong with you? Okay, that person would not be alive for long. Yeah, he's just making that money. Okay, so man, this free talk here is amazing. Look guys, I love you guys. I honestly love you guys. You guys are bringing the questions and just bringing the chat, and it's amazing. Yeah, was anybody able to open up the specific community post that I put? Also on Twitter, I don't know why fans have this need to sort of like try to tell me the history of like what they know, and like I'm like, guys, I talk about the history of like New Japan and the guys, and I covered all this stuff. Like, I know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not just saying it for, you know, to be negative because other people are going to think that. Well, I can't say other people are going to think that. I could say, oh no, you know, I should say that people have already made up their minds, and they think that like, just because you criticize something or even ask questions, that you are the bad one and that you are the negative one when it comes to something that they love. Yo, Ding Dong Johnson, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. Sean Ellis, I did not say welcome to the stream, welcome to the chat to you, so I apologize. Thank you for being here. Thank you for chatting with us. I just remembered. It's just that like I love each and every one of you guys that are here. And keeping me on my toes with all this shit. But for some reason, like on Twitter, people would think that like they need to tell me the history when I know the damn history. And it's like, guys, if you just watch my show, you guys are all welcome to go to my chat and like, you know, tell me how you really feel. It's all good. I even tagged AEW so many times in all of my you know, tweets and stuff like that, talking about you know, how this story is like really developing and is not developing really, really good. And I'm surprised they have not blocked me yet. I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised they haven't blocked me, because I'm like, yo, this story is stupid. The story is stupid. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, this makes no sense. And I promise we'll get to the actual like live stream today of like talking about the United Empire and going over the members. And I have questions, especially for Gideon Gray. Where the fuck has he been? He has been like under contract for so long that he has not showed up to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I feel so bad. And I'm like, yo, Gideon Gray was like, you know, a really good part for, you know, the United Empire. I should just message Gideon Gray and be like, bro, where the fuck are you? Like, I miss his appearance in New Japan. Okay, I miss his appearance. Okay. So this is what we're gonna go over. As much as I love my thumbnail, right? Because it's a powerful statement here, because according to All Elite Wrestling, and you see Tony Khan's face peek out because, you know, Tony Khan gets the final say, right? You know, according to All Elite Wrestling, including their social media accounts, the United Empire is no more. It's almost as if they forgot about Gideon Gray. They forgot about Akira Francesco. They forgot about TJP. They forgot about Jeff Cobb. They forgot about Aaron Henare. They forgot about the Great O'Khan. They even forgot about Callan Newman. And even the brand new guy, Jay. I don't remember how long his name is, but I remember it's Jay, right? So they forgot that Jay as in Jay, not not Dre. I would also get copyrighted if I wanted to play the song They Forgot About Dre. Because yes, I do have that on rotation if you want to know, as a side note. But yeah, so, you know, they make it seem as if like the United Empire is only in AEW, but no one established if the United Empire like was gonna have a foothold in AEW. Now, here is what we're gonna do, because again, I love you guys. We started off strong and heavy, and that's thanks to Black Metal Hooligan. So we are going to take a little break. I'm gonna go get some water because I'm starting to feel parched. And we're gonna get down to like the history of the United Empire in New Japan Pro Wrestling and everything that I know. And I know that G Coalition would definitely help me out with this. If I was using Restream, I would definitely bring G Coalition up here to speak with me, to help me out. But I didn't plan that far ahead, and I'm so sorry. Oh. Okay, cool. I do want to say though that before I take the break, just keep in mind that December 5th is MOW. You guys can get your tickets now at MOWNYC.com. Eric Bischoff is going to be there. He has control for the whole night. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm just thinking that if I should open up the Discord stuff and like attach it. G Coalition should be in my Discord. We'll figure that out. But if G Coalition is busy, I don't want to bother him, but yeah. But for now, G Coalition can definitely help me out in chat. La, 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 la. Tony Khan is all about himself before AEW or talented wrestlers. Yeah, we definitely know. What makes their empire so united? MD, I'm gonna teach you in this stream what it makes them so united. Uh, even though like it's pretty much almost the same like kind of backgrounds. You know. Um, what do you call it? I've fallen off from New Japan, but to me, United Empire was more of a heel faction led by Great Khan. Uh, in some instances, yeah. In some instances, yeah. I'm gonna have to like come back to that statement because, um, that statement is like 50-50. Like I get that. Tony Khan won Booker of the Year. He knows what he's doing. Yep, definitely. Oh, December 4th is Jay-Z's birthday. Oh, I wonder if Jay-Z is gonna come back into the country because apparently he fled. So I don't know, man. He might not be celebrating his birthday in New York City. Yo, Robs, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. I don't know how live stream from my Xbox to YouTube. You have if okay, so LC Killer, if you are okay, 1 second. LC Killer, if you are streaming like video games and stuff, you will need a capture card. So you'll need like an Elgato or Aver Media for like a capture card in order to like live stream from. Oh no, wait, from your Xbox to YouTube. I don't think the only feature that you could do is like through Twitch. Twitch has like live stream broadcasting that you could do from your Xbox. But for like Xbox to YouTube, no, you have to need a laptop with a game capture and then like set everything up. But if you use your Twitch app on your Xbox, you can definitely like live stream your game. If that makes sense. That's the best way that I could tell you, buddy. I think I did sign up to your Discord, but I haven't been able to post anything. I keep getting this red message saying the membership level is too long or something. Bro, you should have like DM'd me so I could like try to fix that for you. Um, for now, I would say to leave my Discord, come back and see and see if that happens. Cause I mean, you should not be restricted. So yeah, I'm going to take that break because I haven't like got up from my seat yet. And I think that I'll keep the camera off just so that way you guys can get the full scope of of the information, because this live stream is more informational than entertainment because I care so much about these guys. I am attached to these guys because of the stories that they told over the years as the United Empire and fighting people and like, becoming friends with them or just like one person. But this is why like I really want to make sure that they have a voice to do this right, because I want all of them to be big stars. I don't want fans to be like, oh well, the United Empire and AEW is this and this and this, while they don't give a shit about what happens in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but in the same breath they'll be like, enjoy all wrestling, guys, but then be hypocrites and be like AEW is the best. I just want to make sure that these guys have a voice, and I will be their voice for them because I like really appreciate the different kind of faction that they brought into New Japan Pro Wrestling that made sense. So again, this is strictly a educational purpose for telling the history of the United Empire. So I will continue to keep my camera off. And that's because it's educational today. It's not really like entertainment wise. Cool. Let me go take that break. You guys should take a break too. Take a water break. Quench your thirsts and stuff. So yeah, I'll be right back. All right. I hope that you guys went to go get some water and stuff like that. Uh, boo, give us the face. Uh, um, let's see. Uh, let me just quickly check the Discord. Okay, so G Coalition got in. There should be, yeah, that should be G. Now I do not have the Discord kit. Um, I don't have the Discord kit on my OBS. Um, we could also do another thing too, because I've been wanting to do a rotation of having Twitter Spaces. Um, I've been wanting to do a rotation of having Twitter Spaces, and maybe on Twitter Spaces, me and G Coalition can like, I don't want to use the word educate, but hold a little seminar of like why history is important about wrestling. Just for like a one off. Like I've been itching to do a Twitter Spaces. Um, okay, Tostitos and pineapple salsa. When do we start talking about food? There's a pineapple salsa out there. I didn't know that. A seminar, yeah. Like, dude, I've been wanting to do like a seminar for wrestlers for a while, and like and like still watch their stuff, and do tape study series with them, and be like, hey, let's talk about how we can improve you as a performer, a character, stuff like that. Yes, a seminar. Let's do a seminar about why history is important. Um, I hope so. Get some refreshments. Oh, seriously, I had no idea there was a pineapple salsa, man. A seminar sounds like ASMR if you say it fast. Seminar? I guess so, like a little bit. Oh, a seminar. ASMR. A seminar. ASR. ASMR. A seminar. Okay, I said there wasn't really gonna be um entertainment, but I'm sorry. freaking MD over here. Okay. Um yeah, that's exactly why you tune in. I do need a little laughter. All right, so let me go and get some pictures because I have to like use pictures. Oh, there was something else I needed to download from my OBS that I didn't download. Uh Crap. Um so that way I could, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to make this fun and interactive and educational way. Um Now I got to find the damn picture where I could tell you guys the history. And you guys are just probably going to listen because I don't have too many pictures, and I can't do video because if I do video, New Japan Pro Wrestling is going to strike this video like they did before. And then I don't like that because it's like, yo, New Japan, I'm trying to help you guys, and all of a sudden it's like I get hit with copyright strikes. It's like and even if I appeal it, they're not going to say anything, but it happens. Well, actually, they don't say anything. I'm going to download that. I don't know if, I don't know if I'm going to need Suji holding up the championship title at one point as a talking point. I'm definitely going to need this as a talking point. Let me get to all my cool United Empire pictures. I don't know what's happening outside my building, but it sounds a little crazy out there for some reason. And I'm only just saying this so that way you guys can, hear me while I do this. Because I am going through a massive amount of pictures. just to get the right ones, and we can start this off. Okay, here we go. Let me grab this one. And okay, so okay, I think that would be good. Anyway, um Paul Newman's pineapple salsa is highly recommended. Twitter space sounds cool. Okay, I didn't. I will. I will see if I can get a pineapple salsa if they have it somewhere like in my area. That's why they feel like old Japan now. Oh my god. I've been meaning to ask you to maybe consider doing a short form or whatever works for you on the journey of Hangman as a wrestler. Storyteller where it went off the tracks, etc. I think you do a good job with that. I appreciate that. I have not thought about doing something like that because I'm just so disappointed in Hangman. I am so disappointed. I was all for Hangman, and then Hangman got embarrassed by Jay White, still gets embarrassed by Jay White on the mic, and for Hangman to turn into this violent person that I don't understand anymore. Yeah, maybe, dude. That seems like a very good topic because in my back catalog, I do have video essays talking about, how we got to Hangman versus Kenny Omega. And those matches are good. There's something to Hangman as a wrestler and as a storyteller. But for some reason, I'm just something went wrong. And I have no idea what it is. Maybe I probably should do that eventually and have that kind of video. Because I'm just so over Hangman, him turning super violent for no reason. And I think we also have to stop with the if someone brings in loved ones or a child into the mix, to stop that instant getting angry and instant protectiveness without knowing what direction is going to go in. Because sometimes that gets a little too fuzzy, it gets a little too fuzzy and too quick. And I'm like, well, you should be logical, because if you're not logical, that's when bad things happen. And then if bad things happen, you're going to blame yourself and get into a depression rot. That's how the psyche plays out. For psychology wise, that's how that plays out. It went off the tracks when Tanahashi started making post-match comments about wanting to get Hangman out of Bullet Club and take him under his wing, and suddenly he was drinking a perverse piss juice. I'm guessing you're talking about Joey Ryan for that. Did that happen? I think that might have happened. God, man. But Tanahashi is such a nice dude that Tanahashi is I want to take this guy out of Bullet Club and under my wing because he's not a bad guy. And you can't really fault Tanahashi for that. Maybe you can. I don't know. You know what went wrong? Hangman didn't have a boss that would say no to his stupider ideas. His stupider ideas. That's true. I understand you are, but somehow I think that only means you would bring an even more interesting, passionate video because of that and your deep understanding of the subject. I totally agree with you, and I want to say thank you for the idea. I'm gonna give you a maybe. Because then that requires a lot of sitting down and watching stuff and going through the motions and being what truly went wrong? Where did it go wrong? I think that, I really do think that the bulk of it is that, he had friends, his friends kicked him out, which I talked about that too. I have a thumbnail where it's Matt and Nick, and then Matt is pointing at oh no, he's not pointing at Hangman, but he's pointing like away from Hangman. And I was like, no more Elite, you know, kind of thing. And he had friends. They kicked him out. They blamed him. He starts drinking. He goes to the bottom of the barrel, and then the Dark Order tries to bring some light into his world. And then he makes friends, turns on them, no more friends, and then says some really rude shit to CM Punk, to where CM Punk claps back at him. And then we know that he doesn't take advice from veterans, and then turns evil. I don't know. I'm not blaming Tanahashi. I'm saying the being the Elite stuff with Joey Ryan made whatever New Japan would have done with him after the non-credible and make it too easy for Switchblade to bury him. Got it. Maybe it's fine, but I'll keep giving you a little push here and there. Yeah, I don't mind that. I like to make videos where, you know, I can talk about these things and be passionate about it. I'm just like so over Hangman. Like, to be honest with you guys, I do have a cowboy shit t-shirt that I do not want anymore. There's a bunch of like AEW shirts that I don't want anymore, and I'm trying to get rid of them. Don't know how to get rid of them. On God, you just had to make me remember that being the Elite who killed Joey Ryan nonsense. There were times I wish I never watched their videos. It gave us history and it gave us entertainment, even though it was stupid if you really think about it. Like, I remember watching the Being the Elite series and I was never on board, but a friend of mine was like, oh, you'll love it. Like, you know, you should just watch it. And what happens? I watched it and I binge watched Being the Elite, and I like Being the Elite. And I was one of those that said, well, you have to watch Being the Elite in order to know what's happening, you know? So it's one of those things of like, I watched it, you know? I can't get them out of my memory, but it's good for making points and stuff. Well, MD, you're lucky. Marie, do have guys have Goodwill store for donations? Yeah, I have a Goodwill in Manhattan. I just haven't mustered up the energy to like go to my Goodwill to like go donate the clothes. I was still thinking about like, you know, selling them so I could make like some money on it, and that's me being very, very honest with you guys. But it looks like when I put that tweet out about, you know, what should I do about you know, my AEW merchandise that I don't want anymore, and they're mainly t-shirts, everybody was like, go give it away, go donate it to a store. Somebody said do a live stream burning them, and I was like, that is extreme. Like, I don't like, I don't want that. That's so fucking extreme. But yeah, I could probably go to like a Goodwill store and just donate it. I just don't, you know, send MD. You want me to send you the shirts? I have a cowboy shits shirt, a Kenny Omega shirt, a Kenny Omega and Hangman shirt. I have I love AEW in the style of like I love New York. What else I want to give away? I think I want to give away the Young Bucks shirts that I have. What else did I get? And by the way, most of these shirts, right? Most of these shirts, I bought maybe like 3 of them. The rest of them was given to me because I won an AEW giveaway, and I have the AEW string bag that I still have and I still use, and I have a broken AEW sunglasses. And this giveaway happened in like 2019 to like 2020, maybe a little bit in 2021, but like the details are fuzzy. But for the most part, the shirts that I got are from a giveaway. Who broke the glasses? Listen, I put them somewhere and like one of the lenses like broke. Like, I don't know, dude. I haven't touched the glasses since like 2019, 2020. Okay, like when I was like a day one AEW person and like really loved AEW, like I haven't touched them since. But yeah, like I have these shirts. I'll put the shirts in the Discord, but like, you know, I don't know, man. I really don't know what I want to do with them. Uh MD says to send it to him. Like, I don't know. That's personally where I stopped taking him seriously. Dark Order stuff was interesting and could have rescued him, but then the unprofessionalism with Punk happened and put him right back down again. Yep, totally true. Anything with the Young Bucks just doesn't interest me. That's why I didn't watch much AEW to see him. Punk came in. That makes sense. You still have your Pac-Man Bullet Club t-shirt. I can't toss that out. Oh, they made a Pac-Man one? That's pretty cool. Get rid of the I Love AEW shirt. Like, I think I have like 2 of them. Oh, and by the way, I have like an AEW Games shirt because I wanted to make like a skit, and I wanted to like use it for like skit stuff, making little tiny videos and whatnot. And I'm not sure if I won't be able to use the AEW Games shirt. And then I made another one for my own personal collection, where it says, I don't know if I should reveal this story though, because if you guys don't know, as much as I like love wrestling and I have like wrestling buddies and whatnot, I do help them behind the scenes. Oh, excuse me. Sorry if you guys heard that burp on stream. I'm so sorry. It came out of nowhere, and I didn't even have lunch yet. But aside from me, like, still working in the business, doing the vlogs, doing media press for like MLW and trying to go here, trying to go there, I do help my wrestling buddies behind the scenes. And I was coming up with like, you know, some videos and some skits that required, you know, to make a separate shirt with like AEW Games on there, but then it says like something else on it. So like, yeah, maybe one day I'll tell you some story ideas, not really story ideas, but like gimmick videos and like skit videos that, you know, did not happen with my wrestling buddies. But I don't know, man. Because if I do tell this story, like, do I want my buddy to get hate? Nah, I don't. But at the time, it was around the time that the AEW game was being talked about, but it hasn't come out yet. So yeah, I know I'm dancing around it, but like, I think I'll wait a little bit longer to like tell you guys the stories. Yeah, Denisha, I saw your chat. I answered it. I basically said that I have a Goodwill down in Manhattan, but I haven't gotten the energy to go over there and basically like give it to them, because I still have to figure out like if I really want to. MD over here says to send him some shirts, so you know, yo, Dr. Wrestling. You know what? I'm just gonna name you Dr. White Chocolate, because my brain stopped when I saw your name. That's why I was like, hey, Dr. Wrestling, because I was gonna be like Dr. Wrestling Community. Like, I know what your name is, dude, but listen, my brain is automatically like Dr. White Chocolate. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna call you like Dr. Wrestling Crew, Dr. Wrestling Community. The doctor showed up, guys. The doctor showed up. Man. Eventually I might end up going to the Goodwill, or I'll talk to MD in DMs and be like, bro, what shirt do you want? Because I don't, like I said, I don't know what to do with these AEW shirts. I got the Pac-Man Bullet Club shirt at the G1 show they did at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. Oh shit, dude. That, yeah. Had Omega Cody main event was the show where Hiromu broke his neck. Oh, damn, that's a long time ago. That's the best home for those shirts. Yeah, man, the Goodwill is like the best home for those shirts. Um, listen, listen. We gotta end up being serious for this. So I will explain again, even though MD wants the camera on. This is more of an educational live stream. MD. So this is an educational live stream where we're going to be talking about the United Empire. Educate us with that face, shoddy. Like, I guess I might have to. My hair is all curly, by the way. Because I actually let it, like, air dry this time. Okay. That's not what I need. Please do not tell me that my OBS wants to act up. Okay. The camera device always wants to act up for some reason. Oh, there we go. Damn. My hair. So yeah, this is what happens when I air dry my hair. It's like automatically like freaking curly, which is totally fine. But yeah, I am completely big. Okay, so hi. Now you guys get to see my face, and it's been what? An hour and 15 minutes of us having super fun. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say, right, is we recognize this picture, right? I feel like my camera is like so up. We recognize this picture. We have Tony Khan and we have Tanahashi. And I honestly want the partnership to be done with because the partnership is not helpful. For some reason, I would like to... I can't draw on this. I love you guys. Tanahashi got his hair like an extra from MTV in 2004. Oh my god, man. Like, the... what? Okay, so the reason why I have this picture up is because Tony Khan is the CEO and he owns AEW, as we all know. He even won some awards by Uncle Dave that I don't think it's necessary. And I think it's one-sided and is also a blind spot. But Tony Khan is the CEO and boss and everything under the sun for AEW. Right next to him is Tanahashi. He is the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. That he got to be president just this year. It should be just this year. And so far, I want to say this, though. At the last New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-view in Japan where Zack Sabre Jr. became our IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, in the same pay-per-view, Tanahashi also said that he is going to retire next year. And I put on... No, I'm sorry, not next year, 2026. I wish it was next year. But no, he is going to retire. And I say he, I mean Tanahashi. Tanahashi's going to retire in 2026. And I put on social media that it is too late. It might end up being too late because New Japan right now needs a president more than they need an active wrestler that has a job as the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because when you are a wrestler, you can't really see or understand or have enough time to address the problems and concerns of your roster. That is both in the United States and also in Japan itself. So like, why would he announce it so early? Is it 2026 or is it 2025? Because man, I Tanahashi, like, I love you, dude, man. Like, I respect the hell out of you, but I do think that the retirement needs to be a little bit early. I should like check this because it should be like 2026. Uh yeah, he said that he's going to end his in-ring career in 2026, and I said that it's going to be too late because the damage is still continuing, and he, like I said, he needs to be present for he needs to be present for a lot of things. Um and I just don't think that like announcing the retirement at 2026 is going to be one of those things. So that's the foundation. Tony Khan with the AEW microphone owns AEW, started in 2019 by way of Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Kenny Omega, and then Cody Rhodes came in a little bit later. 2019. Like I said, I am a day one AEW fan, but now the vision is lost. The vision was change the world, and they totally forgot what the vision was. And you have guys who never really done corporate stuff, guys who never understood the big positions of companies. And while yes, no one wants to like, I don't know how to explain it, but like no one really wants corporate to like really be breathing down people's necks or try to like micromanage, or like the bad side of corporate makes people lose their feeling for their love of professional wrestling, and it has happened before in the past. But you need to go through those ordeals in order to understand how to run a company, and nobody knows how to do that. The only person close enough was Cody Rhodes, but Tony Khan and the Elite like ran off Cody Rhodes and Brandy, and they're running off a lot of people. And the saddest part is that no one takes accountability for this to turn a new leaf and be better. Tanahashi has a lot. Excuse me. Tanahashi has like a lot to fill in as being the current president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. But again, retiring in 2026 is not going to benefit anything, especially when he is still active as a wrestler. And he still wants to win championship titles and wants to try to like, put young guys over, but it's not really working. This is why if he retired next year, it'd be totally fine. Listen, Evil is having a match with Tanahashi for... damn, I'm thirsty here. So Tanahashi's gonna be facing Evil, I believe, for the Tokyo Dome. To where I believe, like I said, Evil is fighting Tanahashi at the Tokyo Dome, and I think that would have been the place for him to retire. Because you can't really be active and like still run a company and not hear the frustrations of the roster. AEW is what happens when you let workers be the bosses. Yes, exactly. AEW is stuck in indie booking. TK doesn't understand the difference between booking for TV and booking for a house show, which is what indies are. Which I like that, because for most of the time, I don't really consider house shows to be similar to what the indies are, just because I've been to so many indie shows. And I've been like on the front lines of it, but I could definitely like understand where that's coming from. But yeah, it's totally different. But then again, the experience. Nobody in AEW has experience in this field. They created the company because of money. Like I said, money runs the world. Money rules over everything. If you have money, you could create whatever the fuck you want to create and like be okay with it. And this is exactly what AEW is. AEW is the money that creates things. It gives people's jobs. I get that. People have jobs now, but people are frustrated, with the AEW booking, with the Tony Khan booking, with the Elite booking themselves over to be strong and always carrying the tag team titles, and then all of a sudden gave it to Private Party this past like weekend, and it's like 5 years too late. AEW to give Private Party their first AEW Tag Team Championship titles. Like, it's about the experience. They don't have experience in booking television. They don't have the experience in booking matches for televisions, So yeah. Cody had experience, but he left because he saw the writing on the wall. Yep. And once he left, we were all like, oh, something bad is happening. Cody only keeps his mouth shut to protect his friends and out of respect for the business of pro wrestling, which is true. However, he did sort of like, I don't know if he did sort of switch up on like his answer for why like, Brandy left and he left, but he did say some really like telling stuff about the Bucks and Kenny, and how like I guess they didn't see eye to eye, and I think it was just an ideology thing. Or as others have said, AEW only needs to keep one person happy, which is Tony Khan. Yeah, just so the Bucks could turn around in the middle of their own takeover angle and be the savior supposedly when they return. Honestly, Uncle Dave revealing stuff or just talking or speculating or telling people his fantasy booking is what really is messing up AEW and like the wrestling industry as a whole. Because like I could sit here and like fantasy book with you guys, but I will say, it's fantasy booking. It's not like me telling you this is the gospel of Marie Shadows of like what she wants. Which I should go over that. Oh my God. I should go over the tweet that like this guy thought that because AEW wasn't booking Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay and Mark Davis how I wanted it to be booked, that he's like, oh, sorry, your fantasy booking, didn't come true. Man. And he blocked me after that because I was just like, bro, this has nothing to do with booking. This has nothing to do with storytelling for what's going on. It has everything to do with like the phrasing of like how AEW structures and presents the story. Phrasing is like important. Anyway, because I got off on a little tangent, but I think I should cover that. It's one of those things of like, Uncle Dave saying this stuff and they're taking it as the gospel of Uncle Dave, when in reality it's like it's just him speculating. It's not even gonna happen. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But if I were to do it, I would make sure everybody knows that it is just fantasy booking. Like how cool, like earlier we were fantasy booking the G1. Like how cool would it be to have Braun Breaker in the G1, or have like Cody Rhodes back in the G1, or any of those other guys, even the younger guys, So yeah, I think that Uncle Dave and all the rest of the dirt sheets that want people to believe that their word is gospel is messing up like the wrestling industry and how we as content creators create wrestling stuff. Okay, see, Rob's over here got me like okay, listen. Yes, I'm going to agree that like maybe it wasn't fantasy booking, but if I have to say like imagine this, imagine that, I consider it fantasy booking. But I'll take that. I'll take that too, dude. My word ain't gospel, but it might make you say hallelujah. I guess, right? I can see that happening. And look at Cody at the tippy top of the industry, and AEW is struggling to fill seats. They should have listened to Cody. But then again, Cody also like capped himself at AEW by putting those stupid stipulations where he wasn't gonna win the AEW title. Like, man, okay. let's move to a different picture. The only reason why I am putting this picture, this is of Yoda Tsuji, who is part of LIJ, Los Ingobernables de Japón, which to me, to my ears, it sounded like I fucked it up. But basically, it just means the ungovernable of Japan. But he is part of LIJ. When he came back from excursion, he was on a really hot momentum streak that New Japan Pro Wrestling had like extinguished, and now he has to work his way back up to basically being the top. Him holding this IWGP Championship title belt was because Sonata was champion at the time, and they were going with the story that maybe somebody from Excursion can end up getting the championship title quickly. This is very reminiscent to Jay White. Jay White did the same thing when he came back from Excursion. While yes, he ended up getting like, I believe, the IC title before the IC title became nothing anymore, but he was still one of the guys from Excursion to get the championship title, the IWGP championship title, the first time around when he first came back. So I was like, yo, they should do this with Tsuji. But now we have to play catch up again. Okay. Cody should have been AEW champion, and they really did mess up with that big stipulation. Yeah. Cody is sweating and any of that anymore, just over in Saudi putting on matches with Gunther on the top. Yeah, and then Cody Rhodes flew out for like a what was it? A 4 a.m. flight to the UK to do some house shows. Okay, I just want to put Tsuji in there because I love Tsuji. So this is the Great Okan holding up the United Empire flag. And the United Empire was very instrumental during COVID and past COVID, and was really, amazing. Really amazing team. Still an amazing team. This is the Great Okan. I do have a video with this exact picture talking about the Great Okan when he was has some Twitter talking points about how to better save New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I gave my opinions on that because while not everything was a bad idea, it's just that for someone like the Great Okan that likes to be very luxurious and likes to spend a lot of money and definitely like takes pictures of how much yen he spends on all the girls that he takes out, whether or not like it's on like official dates or sponsorship dates or something like that, but he's always like on a date with some girl, or treating the United Empire members to like really fancy lavish dinners. Like you will see how much yen he pays for like all this stuff, and all the gifts that he gets. So with someone like that mentality, they're not going to understand from someone who doesn't get that treatment why that wouldn't really be a good idea for some of his points that he was making. So I like just did like, hey, think about it this way. Think about it the other way, because not everyone has the luxury to spend the amount of like yen he was spending. I can't tell if he's black or Japanese. Tsuji? Is that who you're talking about? Cody does bring that ambassador aura that WWE is putting to work, and TK is sorely missing across his media platforms. He is. Cody wasn't afraid to get out there and talk up their company 24/7. That's true. Yeah, whoever is on the screen with you. So currently is the Great Okan. He plays a character of him being that he's Mongol, but he's not. But it works. And I'm not sure if I should have said that, but we kind of figured he might be half and half in real life. Like he might be like half Mongol and half like Japanese, just because. But no, he is. I would think he's Japanese, but I also think he's half like Mongol because, man, it looks really. He looks like it. Um, so yeah, the Great Okan. Um, but no, he's not black. Um, I actually thought you were talking about like Suji. Okay. By the way, a side note, you see this championship title belt. I wanted to use the championship title belt to put the names of like everybody that either like donates to me and put it like on a wall as like dedication. But yeah, that's just an idea. Use this blank championship title for that as a wall of recognition, and then like all the supporters on there, just so you know. But I haven't gotten around to like actually like doing it and following through with it. Okay, this is one of my favorite pictures of all the pictures that I have of the United Empire, because again, um I am attached to the United Empire. I really am. And these guys like did very, very, very well. These guys created a team of different ethnicities and different like ideologies, even though that really has nothing to do with the conversation, but like different backgrounds, so like ethnic stuff and just different walks of life that came together and basically created a really good faction that have really good upstanding beliefs and morals in wrestling and want to put on good shows while also telling good stories. Some of the stories in the history of the United Empire, there's only like one, and that was heading towards Will Ospreay leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling, and it was just one stupid story that I did not like to cover, and I'm probably gonna have to touch on it anyway because it's part of the history. So basically, this was around the time. In retrospect, would you consider this your favorite faction? Yes. Yes. They are still my favorite faction. And I will always be an advocate for the United Empire, even if like now it doesn't feel as strong as they once did. But like the guys that are still in New Japan, it's just about finding their momentum again. Um, Listen, the reason why like I get so passionate about this is because again, wrong decisions were made when it felt like the right decisions were being made until Kyle Fletcher decided to jump ship, and by proxy goes Mark Davis. And then also Will Ospreay saying live on AEW that, you know, he's going to sign his AEW contract and didn't know that he could do that while still under New Japan Pro Wrestling. And then that's why the ending of his goodbye tour with New Japan Pro Wrestling, it was sort of like he was in the doghouse. And it's like, bro, you don't do that shit. You don't do that shit. Even if the lawyer is like, yeah, you could do it. It's totally fine. Like everybody does it. No. No. Anyway, so excuse me. Yeah, so, and by the way, this is not the complete United Empire. There, like I said, there are two members from this picture that is missing. These pictures were taken around Christmas time. Well, I think a little bit before Christmas time of like maybe 2022 or 2020. Yeah, like 2022, 2023, something like that. Everything surrounding Aussie Open and then Ospreay going to AEW could have been handled so much better. For one thing, Gideon should have been with Ospreay and Aussie Open. They never called Callis. They never needed Callis. Exactly. Okay, so since you guys cannot see my you know what I'm gonna do? Can I give me a second here, guys? I am going to try something because I need to like circle stuff. I need to draw on this picture. My brain is like, use Microsoft Paint. Like I haven't used paint in forever. This is gonna be but yeah, I seriously need to like draw on this so that way you guys can understand. And then for those that are gonna listen to this via what do you call it, audio, I'm gonna try my very very best to basically describe each and every one of these guys the way that it should be. Okay, let me just, where is, because now we're going to get into the history of this. Let me know how that looks on stream. um, See, that's exactly why like I need to draw on it, because MD is all like, that bald dude on the left looks like he needs a nap badly. And then thank you, G Coalition, for being like, oh, that's a Gideon Grace. So like I need to draw on this so that way I could be like, this is this person, this is this, this is this. Okay. Man, I have not had lunch at all. But that's just me randomly talking here. Okay, so do I want to go with brushes or do I want to go with a pen? I want to go with a pen. What is this? This is a pen? Okay, that's not... Okay, maybe... Let's do... marker. So if I would... Oh. Okay, that's not... Okay, how does this look, guys? Okay. I could just see it back here. It looks great. By the way, guys, if you're getting value from any of this stream, any part of this stream, make sure to hit that like button right here on youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast. Because we're about to get educational. If you want to tweet it out, send it out, and whatnot, bring a friend in, by all means, go ahead. So as you can see, this is the United Empire minus 2 people that are not here. This guy, we all know him as Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay, as much as he does not want the credit for creating the United Empire, he is the leader of the United Empire. Okay? You have to give him his flowers for creating the United Empire. Will Ospreay knew that at a really dark time in our history of like COVID and all of that, and all of us trying to like get out of it, and we got out of it, he started to look around for like wrestlers that could like join him. Like, he's a very giving guy. He's a very caring guy. Sometimes, you know, he might get into his feelings and like talk from the heart and like say some shit, you know, and basically like wear his heart on his sleeve. He does this. But for this, he wanted to bring in people that he knew that were good for the United Empire, because it's united. Even though Will Ospreay is from the UK, you know, we'll get into all the ethnicities and stuff like that. MD, stop it. I don't know if I were to count B Priestley as part of... I mean, she was like with Ospreay at the time, so like I guess you know, we could count her into the United Empire. But she was very like instrumental too to like when Ospreay was fighting Shingo, I believe. Yeah, I did want to laugh at that, MD, but seriously, man. Like yeah. But yeah, 2 people are not there. So Ospreay started United Empire. Ospreay obviously let's see, hold on. Do I remember who he brought in first? I don't remember who he brought in first. I want to say that he brought in the Great Khan. He also brought in Jeff Cobb as like the first two. The Great Khan is a damn good wrestler, man. The Great Khan does this cool thing where, like, depending on if he is in a tag team, he will wear long pants, I believe, and then if he's not in a tag team, he'll wear like the wrestler shorts. But he's a very good wrestler. Okay. Got it. See, thank you, G Coalition. So it started with Osprey, B Priestley at the time. Then they brought in the Great Khan, and then they brought in Jeff Cobb. See, I didn't know which one was first. I didn't know if it was Jeff Cobb or the Great Khan. I felt like it was the Great Khan. And then the mystery partner X is we'll get to him in a moment. Can you wear short pants? That's kind of an oxymoron. No, that's not an oxymoron. I mean, we think of pants as being like long pants, but like until you get specific, it's not really an oxymoron, dude. Tag league, yeah. So yeah, the Great Khan does that. The Great Khan is like actually like a really good like wrestler. The only thing that I don't like is that the Great Khan has that baby blue King of Pro Wrestling Championship title, and I'm like, bro, get rid of that shit. He is currently going to be fighting a Stardom talent at the NJPW X Stardom event later this month. If YouTube has shorts, are they longer video pants? I swear, MD. But that's a pretty good one. Jeff Cobb, as you know, is the muscle behind the United Empire. He is the tank, and he is fantastic. I did not like the fact that he had to lose to Zack Sabre Jr. on different occasions when Zack Sabre Jr. was the NJPW World TV Champion, which basically just means that like it's a 15-minute match. It is only dedicated for the NJPW World website, which you should get a subscription to help them out. But Jeff Cobb, man, he's a beast. Jeff Cobb needs his freaking flowers, and Jeff Cobb needs to be at the top of the food chain, man. Like, enough is enough to like let him drown in like what they're doing with him. Now the mystery partner X was this. Oh, I made it too big. Was this guy right here, Aaron Henare, which I love to death. Like, I love that guy. Aaron Henare is not everyone's cup of tea. And if he is not your cup of tea, that's totally okay. You don't have to bring hate over here. You don't have to do that. We can agree to disagree, but Aaron Henare is very special to be in the world of professional wrestling, and I am happy that he is in the world of professional wrestling. And he was the mystery partner X. So what happened was that before Aaron Henare became Aaron Henare, he was Toa Henare, and he was under the tutelage of Hantai. And Hantai, if you're under the tutelage of Hantai, you definitely become like the cookie cutter, good baby face kind of guy. And it was sort of working, not really working, and it was like really cringe. He wasn't really getting a reaction under Toa Henare and under the tutelage of Tanahashi and Hantai, and it didn't really work out. And if you ever wonder why he has such a disdain for like Tanahashi and Hantai, is because they could have essentially ruined his career. Just because it wasn't like his true authentic self, even though like he loves to represent his Maori culture. He loves to represent like everything New Zealand, everything Maori, and you know, stuff that goes on like in his life. And they gave him the chance to do it, but they did it in the way that you could think of how when The Rock came out and he was Rocky Maivia. And the fans were like, boo, no, you know, we don't want this Rock. Like, who is this guy? And then when The Rock was given the opportunity to tell people off, That is when it switched and he became The Rock as we know him as. And very similar, this is what happened with Aaron Henare. So I covered this, it's in my back catalog. It was during the New Japan Cup when Aaron Henare was still under Toa Henare and he fought against Jay White. Jay White beat him. And I remember the promo that he cut. And I commented on the promo and I commented on, his work ethic and I commented on his match. And basically, he actually heard what I said. And he thanked me for it. And, and now he basically is in the United Empire because after the promo and talking about like all the pent up feelings that he had and mentioned his dad and stuff like that and like personal shit that he was going through, he did punch the wall during that promo that was backstage. And Ospreay saw this and Ospreay went to Aaron Henare, Toa Henare at the time, and offered him a spot on the United Empire. And then later on became like, he's the ex-mystery guy. And I basically titled my next podcast episode, X Gonna Give It To You, because New Japan loves being like, oh, this is Mystery Partner X. And who's Mystery Partner X? And it comes out to be a brand new version of Aaron Henare, which, by the way, Jeff Cobb is the tank of the United Empire. Aaron Henare is the muscle behind the United Empire. And this guy almost like freaking died too in the wrestling ring. But the ancestors were with him, so I'm happy that he's still here. But yes, after all of that, that's when he got brought into the United Empire as Weapon X. So my podcast episode, like I said, was called X Gonna Give It To You. Anyway, I hope New Japan isn't going to wait too late to elevate Cobb too slowly, the same way they did with Tama Tonga. This is why I say Jeff Cobb needs his flowers, because, man, I know this guy is frustrated, even though I have yet to ask him, but, like, the way he responds on social media, the way that he gets ignored on social media when he should be in AEW doing some, like, crossover of AEW and New Japan storytelling, it's just, I just think that Cobb is so frustrated. So frustrated. And yeah, according to G Coalition, because he's my buddy here for this, next time I'll have him on to, like, if we need to talk about more about this stuff. But Jeff Cobb was definitely instrumental in bringing Henare in. He definitely was. They need to close the Forbidden Door for a while. For years, they need to do that. So, I'm probably going to need G Coalition to help me out for the next one. Just because right after Henare gets brought in, we do the World Tag League. I believe we do World Tag League. Or we do Super Junior. Because I know Aussie Open, the two guys you see in the back, Kyle Fletcher, the one with hair, and Mark Davis, the one that still has hair, they got brought in for World Tag League. Akira and TJP got brought in because of the Junior Tag League and also the Junior Division, because they're very good. And then Gideon Gray got brought in to be the mastermind, the guy that has so much money in the world that he brought everybody together to form the United Empire, and he is the true mastermind behind the United Empire. And the reason why they brought in Gideon Gray is not only a wrestler, but he's also a good manager. He is so good that I'm like, where the fuck has he been? He was brought in because Ospreay did not want the flowers for creating a faction that really helped elevate New Japan Pro Wrestling, help elevate these guys, and also help elevate, like, New Japan itself. Yeah, they had TJP out there. Like, Yeah, dude. Yes, let me also mention this too, that Gideon's nickname is literally the orchestrator. Thanks G Coalition for reminding me about that. But yeah, that was his thing. MD, I know you don't watch New Japan, and I know you're here to support me, and I appreciate you for everything that you do in the chat, okay? But like, you know, I mean, I don't know, man. It just sounded like TJP. They had Perkins out there. Like, yeah, dude. Like the United Empire. He's part of it. He also showed up at MOW, and I was honored to watch his match for the second time that he came back to MOW, and then helped him out to let him know like where his friends were. So like that's cool. Um, next time I'll pick his brain on some stuff. But for the time being, like that's my only interaction with TJP. Anyway, so this guy right here, the one that's bald, is Gideon Gray, the manager, the orchestrator of the United Empire. And like I said, he was brought in um because he is the orchestrator, and Will Ospreay did not really want to take any flowers or any responsibility or any of the stuff like that, for being the guy to put everyone together, because in the United Empire there is no leaders. That was and that still is the running like tagline, that there are no leaders in the United Empire. That's why it felt different. But it felt like everybody was on the same page. Um, TJP, Akira Francesco, these guys are damn good as Catch 2-2. That is their tag team name for the junior division. Catch 2-2 are damn good. And Akira reignited more passion and more fire for TJP, for them to have some really good tag team moves. And they were dominating the junior tag team division. And it is so, man, it's so great. I was like, yo, I am reinvigorated to watch and to see how they grow in New Japan Pro Wrestling because of these two versus Clark Connors and Drilla Maloney and Kevin Knight and Kushida and who's the other ones? They are really good against Chris Bay and Ace Austin, because I think they fought them before. It was they're phenomenal. They're a really good add to the United Empire. Um, Now, the two guys in the back, Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis are Aussie Open. They have always been known as Aussie Open. Obviously, Will Ospreay is a huge fan of theirs, and definitely Ospreay is personal friends with both Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. And Will Ospreay is very instrumental into bringing in Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher into the United Empire, and everybody was ecstatic about it because New Japan allowed more new players to come in and for the group. And I can tell you 100% that when Aussie Open came into New Japan Pro Wrestling and they were doing the tours on everywhere on Japan, right? Everywhere on the island, they were doing tours. Everybody was cheering for Aussie Open. Every Japanese fan was a fan of Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. You got to know who these two guys are. You got to know and understand how they worked as a team, how they worked as a unit. And they were really great in World Tag League. There's a really great match between Will Ospreay and Mark Davis that I covered. And their one-on-one match was phenomenal. Like, I really enjoy watching it, and it showed that Mark Davis can be a single star, the same way that Kyle Fletcher could be a single star. And we know that it is public knowledge that Will Ospreay had at one point said that he tried so hard to get New Japan Pro Wrestling to sign Aussie Open, meaning Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. But I don't know how those conversations went between Ospreay and New Japan Pro Wrestling. But at the time, New Japan Pro Wrestling was holding back on signing certain wrestlers to their roster full time. So whether it was bad timing, whether it was taking too long, whether it was empty promises, obviously they were getting more opportunities elsewhere, because whoever books them, you go and take the booking because you don't want to lose money for whatever you might need. But to just jump ship after everything that New Japan has given them a platform for kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth, the way that it happened. And it's sort of one of those things of like, I get that probably Kyle was more scared, because most wrestlers don't want to keep living out of a suitcase, which is totally fine. I understand that. Nobody really wants to live out of a suitcase. But at the same time, there are many different avenues of streams and skills that you can learn until you get that big bag from wherever you want. But the first person that throws money at your feet is the first place that you're going to go to. And then this is where we're at with AEW and not understanding the history and basically destroying shit. It just destroys shit. It really does. Because everybody knows that Aussie Open has always been Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. Now, when Mark Davis got injured, he got injured on his knee. Where, I don't know, I think it was like maybe the ACL, MCL. It's one of the very knee injuries that almost everybody gets in wrestling. And basically, he got injured. He was out for 2 years. My main issue is that if AEW knew that they were going to be doing a betrayal storyline between Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay, why not have Mark Davis, if he's going to be returning, why not have him make a video on social media about how disgusted he is with Kyle and doesn't recognize the brother that he once called a brother for Aussie Open, because they were Aussie Open before they joined the United Empire. So why not make a social media video saying that he is disgusted with the way that Kyle has turned out to be? And that he'll see him in 2 weeks, so that way you can prepare the audience to remember who Mark Davis is. Because for the past 2 years, Kyle Fletcher has been doing his own thing. Yes, he reunited with Ospreay, but that does not mean that he reunited with the United Empire. There has been no fundamental foundation established if the United Empire is still going to be in AEW. However, as I say that, because the night of Kyle Fletcher jumping ship, grabbing the microphone, telling the story, and saying that they have signed with AEW, and nobody in the group knew this was going to happen. I know that for a fact. Nobody in the group knew that this was going to happen. The Great Khan automatically had to go online and save face by saying that, oh, don't worry, guys. Don't worry, wrestling fans. The United Empire is just expanding into other territories, into other promotions. When someone like me and other true New Japan fans know that it's utter bullshit, but we have to play along with the kayfabe that the Great Khan had tweeted that out, because they had to save face. Because again, nobody had a conversation about this, and to me, it just felt like he jumped ship because he was worried. And I get that. You could be worried as a wrestler. You could be worried as a regular person. You could be worried as a 9-to-5, or working person, right? But there are ways to sort of like talk through that worriness and not be as worried and then mess everything up. So that is what happened. And that is what I don't like about AEW, is that they want to try and latch on to New Japan Pro Wrestling, try to start something that is not there and try to force it to work and try to rewrite history by saying that Osprey is selfish, by saying that Osprey didn't care, that Osprey only wanted them to boost himself up. And that's not even the fucking case. There might be like little instances here and there where like Osprey's ego might like come into play, but like selfishness, no. He got Gideon Gray to be the orchestrator and to tell the fans, oh no, he's the one that is behind everything, not me. It's not me, guys. It's Gideon Gray. What selfish person or narcissistic person would do that for a group like the United Empire? Huh? And so yeah. Thank you guys for bringing me up to 14 likes on this live stream. I hope that you guys are learning something from this. If you are, let me know in chat, and hit that like button, send it out, share it out. But yeah, G Coalition comes in with United Empire expanding is fine. I agree with that. If they wanted the United Empire to expand, that's totally cool. And could have worked as the story. It could have. But again, much finer execution, oversight, and teamwork was required for it to truly work. Exactly. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pause here. Does anybody have any questions? If you are a first-time viewer, first-time listener, you guys can drop questions in the chat. You guys can drop questions in the comment section. If you're watching this on the VOD, if you're listening and or watching this on Spotify now has comments available. So any questions, you guys can drop it in, because for some reason over on Twitter, every AEW and New Japan fan want to tell me how it is, but don't want to show up to my live streams to like really have this conversation with me. MD. Listen, man, I chose yellow because I needed you guys to see this. They want drive-by arguments, not discussions. They all stink. Yeah, I know they want the drive-by arguments, which I never thought about it that way. See, this is why like I love the people that are here, because I'm like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. Drive-by arguments, yes. Do you think AEW sucks when it comes to booking people for New Japan? Yes. Yes. By the way, the second half of this, I guess the second half of this, but I will be, talking about how, stories could have been made. Let me see if I want to get some stuff from Twitter. What is AEW actually good at besides making me mad? Now, MD came in with a amazing discussion question. It's the best form of indie on TV that we know of. That's a really good answer for that. What is AEW actually good at besides making me mad? That is a very good question to ask the IWC. But I sit here and I'm actually trying to think about what is uh what is actually good about AEW. The first thing that I want to say is that it does give wrestlers jobs, and it does give wrestlers money to live from, which we can all agree that is a good thing. However, if you don't know how to utilize the big roster that you have, it's not going to go well. It's going to look very, very bad. What do I think about TJP? TJP is cool. He's a cool guy. I love watching him wrestle. I really do. I love watching him wrestle. Yeah, he's a really good guy. From like the one cool interaction I have with him, he's cool. But back to that question about like, what is AW actually good at? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it in my notes thing. What is AEW actually good at besides making me mad? Okay, so I have that. Um, so I have it right here. I put it in my notes. Because that is a very good question to keep going back and trying to figure out like what are they good. Like we could go into the past about why we became fans in like 2019 and stuff, and be like, what was so good about it. But then now it's like you're trying to find stuff that's good about AEW, and I'm still not sure what it is in this current form. You know what I mean? Um, it's a good place to get it's a good place to get handouts, not a place to grow your craft. That's the thing. It doesn't That's true. It doesn't really grow nobody. Sucks that it feels like the talent's time gets wasted. Oh yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's true. But it's a smart way to secure funds for the future of your career. However, most wrestlers don't know how to invest. And, if wrestlers knew how to invest and grow their money in a very passive way, they'll be good. If anything happens, the AEW stink is what's gonna be the big obstacle. Yes, I feel like AEW is good at torment. I think we all feel that. Um, that's exactly how I feel about it. Booking pay-per-view match cards until they go off the rails with CCW stunts. I agree with that to a degree. I might have to one day put like any feelings aside and like look at two different match cards from like 2019 and then like current or something like that. Um, what was so good about AEW? It wasn't WWE, and now that WWE is good, what legs do they have to stand on? They're struggling, dude. They're struggling. That's all I can say. They really don't have uh, the legs to really stand on at this moment. I mean, come on. I didn't want to bring it up, but this is what I thought about. Like, Chris Jericho is the Ring of Honor champion. Or is he TV champion? He's holding a Ring of Honor belt. And apparently, according to Uncle Dave, they're going to use that as leverage to get Ring of Honor on TV. Why would you use Jericho, of all people, to use it as leverage? Oh, he's ROH champion? Like, why would you use that as leverage? Like, isn't Ring of Honor supposed to be meant for like the younger guys as well? AEW is good for making memes. Yeah, it is. Uh, AEW standing on newborn Bambi legs. Nah, man, they're standing on old legs. They've been talking about ROH TV deal for like 3 years. Just show me the baby. Yeah. That's totally right. Okay, so getting back to the United Empire thing, right? Before we do that, Jericho is a name that someone might recognize, except that time no one knew who he was and was like, oh my God, I thought he was. What? Wow. Um, I don't like DG at all. And by the way, DG is man, I just don't I just don't like DG at all. It was the NBA overrun. Yeah, definitely the NBA overrun. Um, anyway, I only put the paint thing down because like I wanted to see uh some stuff. Uh, so is Chris Jericho? So Chris Jericho's Kevin Nash probably. Okay, back to the United Empire because if no one new has like any good questions that might need some clarification on stuff, I still did not do what I wanted to do, uh, which is I should um bring up um like my Twitter and shit like that, but I'll read it from here. Um, okay, so I know I'm like jumping ahead in a way because I wanted to like do this in a timeline kind of way. Um, let me see. Is there a how do I make it bigger? No, that's not. Oh, that's not. So the eraser is the eraser, but I can't like take out the circles. Is that what it is? Okay, that's stupid. Okay, that is stupid. I'm gonna keep the United Empire picture up without the circles on them, without the onion rings on them, as MD likes to say. Um, but I wanted to try to do this in like a timeline kind of fashion, but I'm not gonna do that. So this here, right? This interaction here, where it is Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher and whatnot, and the caption says "United No More," right? Um, and I didn't like it because, first of all, you are trying to tell a story that doesn't make any sense, that is being forced, and the fans don't really know who Mark Davis is. If Mark Davis, well, not if, Mark Davis has been out for 2 years, and only now you're gonna mention on commentary that, oh look, it's Aussie Open's partner, Aussie Open this, Aussie Open that, but just mention it one time on commentary. Mark Davis gets a really cold surprise return. Nobody is reacting. The crowd is not reacting. And, they're bickering like little kids right now. And nobody in the crowd, as you watch the video, no one cares. And this is on a Saturday. It's not even on the flagship show. Like, because it's on Saturday and because some of these stories travel between Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, it does not do no wrestler a good service for that to happen. If you want a story to stick, if you want wrestling fans to be like, I am invested, I want to buy the tickets, I want to buy the merch, I want to be invested, I want to spend the $50 for the AEW pay-per-views, keep stories like this, even though I don't like this story, on the main show. If you have me flipping different channels for different days, I'm not going to do that. I'm already ingrained with it with like Raw and SmackDown, but Raw and SmackDown are telling me two different stories with their roster. And NXT is telling me a different story with their roster, which, by the way, I know I do say that like I shouldn't use the but WWE thing, but again, that supports my talking point for like, don't have one story such as the United Empire or any of the other ones go from Wednesday to a Friday to a Saturday. Don't do that. Your main show is on a Wednesday. Your network television is mainly gets renewed because of Wednesday, because of AEW Dynamite. They don't really renew you because of Saturday and Sunday, because Saturday and Sunday the rate I'm sorry, not Saturday and Sunday, Friday and Saturday, because the ratings are so bad. But the flagship show is Dynamite, so that's why the network ends up being like, oh, we're gonna renew you, right? So I don't like that. So I said AEW is forcing a story that isn't getting over well because the story doesn't start on the right path. There is nothing from New Japan Pro Wrestling that can tie this story of Kyle Fletcher being upset with Ospreay and not giving a shit about his partner from Aussie Open. And again, nothing was established. If proper story structure was established once Kyle Fletcher left New Japan Pro Wrestling, and once Kyle Fletcher was going to be out for so long, there should have been a statement being like, hey, I don't know when my brother is going to come back to Aussie Open, but now I have to do things my way, and I am under the Don Callis family. That should have broken everything. And Ospreay should have never been involved. Ospreay should have never been part of it. Kyle Fletcher wants to be his own person. But no, AEW has this fixation and think that stories like I'm trapped in your shadow. I'm like second best to the best person there. They think that these stories get over. But they do in some capacity, but they really don't. So like there should have been an established disconnect between why Kyle Fletcher is going to go off on his own. He doesn't know the time frame of when his partner is going to get back, so he wants to start doing his own singles wrestling thing, and maybe something along the line they could come back together, be Aussie Open, or Mark Davis comes back and like does his own thing, but acknowledges that they were once Aussie Open and he gets it, and he never wants to have Kyle try to wait for him on anything. That would have been better. It would have been better. Hold on, because I swear, man, like these writers are fucking lazy. Where's my video capture? It would have been better if during the 2 years, or maybe a year and a half, right, where Kyle Fletcher would have got on the mic and be like, you know, I'm finding so much success as a singles competitor in the Don Callis family, and the Don Callis family makes a lot of sense to me because for so long I've been such a very good guy in the world of wrestling. I followed everybody to the T. I did what I had to do. I even followed Will Ospreay's example to be a very good guy. But where did that get me? That's why Kyle Fletcher decided to jump to New Japan Pro Wrestling. By the way, I'm cutting like a little bit of a promo. This isn't his words. Just in case if anybody out there like, you know, wants to twist my words, don't fucking do that. So Kyle Fletcher will continue to say something along the lines of, this is why, insert Kyle Fletcher's name, jump to AEW, because the promise, the land of opportunity, New Japan Pro Wrestling was not going to give that to him. So he decided to do what's best for him, and by proxy, what's best for Mark Davis. Once Mark Davis got injured and he got worried and he's like, oh shit, who's going to take care of these medical bills? Are we forever going to stay in Australia? Like, we don't want to do this. We don't want to live out of our suitcases. So why not sign with AEW? And then signing with AEW, here comes Don Callis to be like, I feel for Don Callis, even though we could all agree that Don Callis is really not needed, like we could have had Gideon Gray also jump over and also be instrumental and create something new that is in the United Empire. Because again, once you leave New Japan Pro Wrestling, like you should not take the IP with you. You shouldn't do that. So I'm working with what we have, right? We have Don Callis here, we have Kyle Fletcher, and Don Callis should have went to Kyle Fletcher and be like, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. And, come join my family. A year and a half in, Kyle Fletcher should have said something along the lines of, I had a very good life. I was a very good person. I did everything right. But like Ospreay, I'm no longer going to be in your shadow. I'm no longer going to be the guy that you want me to be, because I have experienced so much success with Don Callis, and Don Callis's family and mission aligns with, how I feel right now, because, I'm getting wins. I'm getting this. I'm getting that. I'm getting opportunities that, you never wanted to help me with. So, it's goodbye. Obviously, Ospreay is going to be like, we're friends. What are you talking about? Don Callis is poisoning your mind. And this would have been a perfect time for Kyle Fletcher to be like, oh, well, the same kind of mind that got poisoned to use him as a manager to fight against Kenny Omega. To say something like that, to that kind of effect. And then they're going at it. And then that's when Kyle Fletcher can start the betrayal. And then also say that Aussie Open is dead because Kyle Fletcher has found so much success and he no longer wants to wait for Mark Davis to be fully medically cleared. And if that were to happen, here comes Mark Davis with a video that he can utilize social media, put up a video of him being angry and disgusted and being like, Kyle, I don't know who you are anymore. You really want to throw away everything for power and greed for Don Callis, knowing that Don Callis, in the end, doesn't make anybody famous? Like some shit like that, right? Because again, Mark Davis has to come back as a babyface because he's been out for 2 years. And this is how you reestablish him and reestablish the connection between Aussie Open, United Empire, and like what happened in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But the bulk of that will be done by Kyle Fletcher, because in Kyle Fletcher's mind, he's done. But no, does AEW go with any of this shit to try to make it logical? No, because AEW is lazy. AEW writers are lazy. But I will say, if any representatives from AEW listens to this, you guys have my full permission to use it. Even though I should say I should get a dime for the idea, but you guys need to help way more than me. You guys need to help way more than me, and I will give it as free charity, because it's really ridiculous that you want to try to create a story that nobody cares, that you're getting the information wrong, you're getting the history wrong, and no one is going to give a shit by the end of this. And then you're going to make it difficult for the people, for the United Empire members in New Japan Pro Wrestling that has yet to react to this and say something about it, or even travel to AEW and smack these guys up off the side of the head. You guys are going to do damage to the history, but I'm going to be here to correct it, because that is what needs to be happening. So, like I said, Mark Davis will give a fiery babyface promo. And then you could also say that he went to go visit Ospreay in the hospital and be like, Kyle, you're a dead man. And then boom, there you go. Fucking story. But no. I swear, man, if you know the history, all of this anger should be on the shoulders of Kyle Fletcher. It should be, because it feels like he's been holding this for so long, and you want to capitalize on that. You want to direct a wrestler that, if he has all this burden on him, you want to direct him to be like, look, these are the talking points. The talking points is that Don Callis has done more for you than Ospreay, because Ospreay couldn't even get you a signed contract with New Japan, even though he tried, and he said he tried. But I, as the fan, have to take it at face value that Ospreay tried, right? But you know the personal history, because obviously he was there, the conversations were there. But if you want to make it personal, which is the best way to create money, Sometimes making stuff personal is the best way to sell tickets. It's the best way to sell merchandise, sell money, get people invested if it gets personal. But no, are they doing anything personal? No, they're not. We had a really bad promo by Kyle Fletcher, which I really broke down and really got angry about. We have Mark Davis showing up in a very cold surprise. And by the way, AEW does this all the fucking time. They do cold surprises. They do cold promos. They do cold openings. The fans do not react to how they're supposed to react. The fans are just there like, or the fans are just there like sitting there because AEW fans don't understand what's happening. But yet AEW fans on Twitter would definitely tell me and tell other people that, if you want to be spoon-fed stories, go to WWE. Why do you think that myself and other commentators and even the people that show up in my chat during these live streams, why do you think that we can have a conversation about the bloodline? Why do you think we can have a conversation about Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax? Why we can have a conversation about Bianca Belair, Jade, Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Naomi Bailey. Like, why do you think we can have that conversation? It's not because WWE feeds us this information on a spoon. It's not because of that. It's because it is logical. Yes, do they have faults? Every single storytelling aspect is going to have some type of faults, but it's not going to be, to the point where it is illogical like AEW. So you guys on Twitter and online need to stop telling that to fans that want more than just matches. Matches do not tell stories. For the outside storytelling of the story you're trying to tell. I know that's a little confusing. Let me break it down. In a wrestling match, wrestlers who are indie have forgotten how to tell a wrestling story that is in the ring. They forgot it. And it's very evident in AEW. They forgot the lost art form of how to tell a story in the ring. So, you can tell a story inside the ring, but AEW people have forgot how to do that. But a regular match, such as Kyle Fletcher versus Commander, does not help with progressing a angry story that Kyle Fletcher has a problem with. It does not push it. It doesn't do anything. All it does is it just gives another win, another match. What are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. By the way, fighting Commander is not going to tell Will Ospreay or the AEW fans that Kyle Fletcher is different from Will Ospreay. Nobody, I will repeat it. Nobody has ever said that Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay are the same. They are totally different. They wrestle different. They may dress a little bit the same, and that's only because of being a United Empire member. But Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis are Aussie Open first, United Empire second. And that is the only team in that group that you could say that. Aaron Henare is United Empire first. Great Khan, United Empire first. Jeff Cobb, United Empire first. Akira and TJP, United Empire first. Gideon Gray, United Empire first. Will Ospreay, United Empire first. Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher, Aussie Open first, United Empire second, because they came as a package deal. But again, AEW representatives and AEW writers are not going to know that, because what are they doing in these writer rooms? Nothing. They're like, oh, we could just do this to be fun. When you make a story, you have to ask yourself, why are you making the story? What is the point that you want to try to get over? What kind of feeling, reaction do you want the audience to have? Right now, it's cold. Everything is cold. And I'm not going to sit here and allow AEW to destroy this on AEW programming without doing the proper storytelling for it. You know, it is ridiculous. Now, as I continue to read my tweet, by the way, United Empire and New Japan Pro Wrestling is still a faction. We still got them in New Japan Pro Wrestling. To say or question United no more implies that United Empire was only in AEW without giving history on where it all started. The United Empire started in New Japan Pro Wrestling, the same partnership that is still with AEW, and Tony Khan decided to buy up all the top superstars and leave New Japan Pro Wrestling with nothing, and that's wrong. But AEW and Tony Khan do not honor the starting point of where people come from, meaning where their wrestlers came from and all that kind of stuff. They want to take, and then give us bullshit stories like this, right? And what I don't like is that it's been 2 years. And if you knew that Kyle Fletcher was going to betray Ospreay, you could have gotten the fans ready for Mark Davis to return. So that way the fans can the fans can know who Mark Davis is, be reminded who Mark Davis is, and actually connect with Mark Davis, because he's angry at the man that Kyle became and he doesn't recognize Kyle Fletcher anymore. And how many of you out there have had friends or situations where your friends decided to leave you high and dry for the greed, for whatever else, and decided to throw away friendships? We've all experienced that. So why not use that as a way to do this story? Because when you create a story in professional wrestling, you are drawing on experiences of human beings. You are drawing on experiences from like workplaces, ordinary stuff, even in like fantasy realms, tropes, cliches, and you're trying to tell a story and trying to help people overcome an obstacle. That's why I fell in love with WWE. That's why I fell in love with characters like The Undertaker and Kane and all those larger than life characters, is because those characters help you through obstacles in your life. AEW don't know about obstacles. Well, I should say Tony Khan doesn't know about obstacles, because if Tony Khan understood obstacles, we'll have a better story. We'll have a team. I gotta stay hydrated, guys. As I say all this shit to you guys. If Tony Khan really understood about struggles and about obstacles and about like basic human stuff that we go through on a daily basis, he will have a team to delegate for writing. He'll have a showrunner. He'll have everything in place that WWE has as a corporation, but to bypass any kind of, I don't want to say laws, but to bypass any kind of similar situations to WWE, he keeps it as a LLC for limited liability purposes, and not become a publicly traded company. Because he doesn't want nobody to know the finances. He doesn't want nobody to know anything. He wants to keep it all to himself. But again, because he started out as rich and has the inheritance money and everything else and everything at his fingertips, he doesn't know how to create human connection with the fans to create story, and it's all awkward, it's all cringe, and it's all like, yep, this is not going to connect with us. At one point, AEW was able to connect with the fans, but after the bullshit and after wrong decisions, it's like not even connecting, not even on a personal level or a personable level. You know, there's a reason why like we always fall in love with the WWE characters, and we're always cheering them on, and we're always like, yo, this is wrong. Well, not really this is wrong, but like, you know, we're cheering them on because we care. And I care about the United Empire. I care about the story being told. I care about AEW getting back to a place where they remember what their vision was. But I'm not sure if we need the vision of change the world in 2025, because WWE has already changed the world. So again, Tony Khan and AEW are behind when they have all the money in the world to be ahead of WWE. But you know, this is a vanity project, and some of these talking points, you guys might be like, oh, she's just regurgitating from other stuff. No, it's happening in real time. If it wasn't such a vanity project, they would have done something similar to WWE ID, but no, they didn't. They still have not opened their own facility to train people. People get hurt. People end their careers at AEW. And it's all for what? Just so that way Tony Khan can play in the sandbox with the toys that he overpays? It's very evident over the past couple of months that, well, just this year alone, it's very evident that like all this shit is a vanity project. It's for him to say that he did it rather than taking precautions and putting in foundations in place. But now this might seem like I'm just bashing the guy and like hating AEW, but that's not like what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like give you the perspective of like, we're all seeing this in real time. And it's frustrating because like, I was going to say Dr. White Chocolate here. The amazing Dr. WC, Dr. Wrestling Community, Dr. Wrestling Crew, said it perfectly that AEW fans don't want a conversation. They just want a gotcha drive-by kind of gotcha style, which I think I said it twice, where it's more like they want to try to get you on something rather than having a meaningful discussion. So again, you know, if AEW knew that Mark Davis was coming back, Mark Davis could utilize social media. How is it that WWE can utilize social media to push stories and make WrestleMania 40 the biggest WrestleMania there is by the use of social media and The Rock capitalizing on it? But somebody that's been hurt for 2 years comes back cold open and nothing. AEW and AEW wrestlers need to stop using social media as a way to try to clap back at the fan base that is trying to keep them alive. I do know that people just speak out their ass and people say some really disgusting, mean shit. I get that. And even some out of pocket shit. But if you are an AEW wrestler and you are utilizing social media to clap back at people, you're not using social media right. You are supposed to grow as a performer and get more money in and get more royalties in. But no, you're spending time clapping back at people. And it's like, if you have time for that, you have time to create a little mini video and say that, Kyle, I don't know who you became, sir, but I don't like it. And then when you do that, it opens up a bigger discussion on social media, more buzz for AEW. But no, AEW, all they want to do is just clap back at fans. Like, it is annoying because AEW wants to tell stories at the same time putting on wrestling, but at the same time biting themselves in the foot. Because they clap back at wrestling fans, but still tell wrestling fans to watch and buy the pay-per-view, but still yell at them. And because this happens the way that it happens, it really makes you damage goods when companies are looking at you. And they might want you to join the roster. But like AEW, please slow down with clapping back at fans. Start making actual video postings if you want to. Push storylines. Stop having hologram. Stop having Commander be the fall guys to try to push a story that's not working. They do it all the time. You guys have them lose all the time. And it's like, what are you doing? Even Ishii ends up losing too when it's like convenient for AEW. Because AEW don't know how to utilize New Japan guys like Ishii and have him lose. But Ishii is still getting a payday, so I don't know. But, you know, all of those guys, like, it's so annoying. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, drop them in chat. I will read them. George, what's up? Thank you for joining the chat and the stream. Mike, what's up? Thank you for joining the chat and the stream. I just want to say thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for understanding. Again, any comments, I will be reading them. I will be responding to them. They probably did send him back to Mexico, dude. They probably did. So I gave the history of the United Empire. I'm trying to find my other tweets. Because again, this one guy blocked me because I was explaining to him how like they're Aussie Open first, United Empire second. And he was really trying to go at me about like, oh, the story is about, you know, Mark Davis. And I'm like, that's not the point. The point is that it's Aussie Open first, United Empire second. AEW forgets how this shit works. By the way, if you guys don't know, because I don't have it on my laptop, but this match that's coming up is a tag team match of Konosuke and Kyle Fletcher teaming up to take on Ricochet and a mystery partner. So I decided to like bookmark it, right, myself, because I want to see what happens on Wednesday night. Because I think that I might be right or not, but I said the mystery partner should be Mark Davis, one half of Aussie Open tag team partner with Kyle Fletcher and United Empire member. Remember, Aussie Open first, United Empire second. Since AEW wants to speed run through a bad story, I bet the mystery partner is going to be Ospreay. Ospreay will be cleared and then wrestle. So I think that the mystery partner for Ricochet is going to be Will Ospreay, but in this instance, it should be Mark Davis, just because they had the face-to-face not too long ago on Saturday. Hologram is injured. I just got told Hologram is injured. So, yeah. Is there anything else I need to go over about AEW and United Empire? If you guys are still with me, thank you so much. Let me know now in the comments, in the live chat, if I missed anything, if anybody has any questions. Because I think that I summed up everything perfectly until we have to come back here and do another state of the AEW, which is about the United Empire, which I should talk about the round table that I want to do very quickly, but I'm going to leave it up to anybody in chat that wants me to go over anything before I talk about the state of AEW roundtable. I gotta stay hydrated. No. 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 It is a round table, MD. Fact is, if any of our dads were Shad Khan, more than likely we would all be like Tony. It's just the money. You then need to surround yourself with people that know how to relate to life. Tony does not. Yep. Secret opponent would be the New York Giants. That's funny. Okay. I feel TK is trying to copy the Bloodline storyline with the United Empire. How so? I want to know. I'm intrigued. How is he trying to copy the Bloodline storyline with the United Empire? Tony was handed cheat codes without knowing how to use them. Yep. By the way, guys, if you have gotten any value from this live stream, whether it is the VOD or the live stream, or if you're on Spotify, if you're on Spotify, please make sure to head over to youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast, where you can hit that follow button, actually that subscribe button, be part of the family, and you can hit the like button as well during these live streams and chat with me on the live streams. So if you want to end up doing that, if you're over as a Spotify listener, for everyone else that listens, just join the family over here on the Square Circle Podcast. The Civil War type story. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Tony Khan could even dream of a storyline better than the Bloodline. MD, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. All right, so yes, you do. Your humor, which I really want, like, I love the humor. So this is what's going to happen. I am going to wrap up the stream. If no one else has any other questions and or like anything to bring up about the United Empire, about AEW, cool. I'll give it a couple more like seconds just in case for everything to catch up. Because I do want to mention a couple of things before we wrap up. Okay, so as you know, I have been talking for a while about the AEW roundtable like discussion, which is still going to be happening. I do want to say thank you guys for giving me like at least time to think about it and whatnot, because I don't want it to just be some ordinary like roundtable where you get on the panel, you ask a bunch of questions. Like, no, I want it to be like a conversation in a way, but I want categories, right? I want at least, because I want the roundtables to be a series, right, where I have different voices, where obviously people who are in the chat, if you're up for that, you're more than welcome to come on. I will have like a whole detailed thing of like how you can join and stuff. Yeah, definitely nothing with me is ordinary. But like, if MD wanted to say something or G Coalition wanted to say something, I know that like, somebody else wanted to say something, like his name escapes me, but I want to do categories, at least like 3 different categories or 2 different categories maximum, to talk about AEW and like the issues that should be fixed. We could host it in my Discord, which will be a good thing, to try it out. And then that'll be like an exclusive, thing. I just like live streams because I could get people on, but yeah, we could definitely do it on my Discord. But I do want people to hear this. We could do it stages. Yes. Okay. It's going to be categories. I will uphold the rule of the but WWE rule. there will be that rule, and I would explain it in full of like what it means. We will be using MD's question from earlier, where his question was, oh yeah, dude, don't worry. I know how to do that. I know how to record in Discord. I have Craig in there, and then we could put it out later. That'd be a very good idea. We should do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. What was I looking at? Oh, we are definitely going to have MD's question on this like roundtable, which is what is AEW actually good at besides making me mad? So yeah, we're definitely gonna have MD's question there. Like that is a damn good question that can help the roundtable out. It could definitely help out, AEW, whether they want to hear it or not. But yes, we could record it in Discord, and we could definitely like send it out later. Yeah, we could do that. That'd be better. So if you want to join the Discord, if you want to join the Discord, you could join the Discord, so that way you can listen to the Discord space. Yeah. I wanted to like create a survey too. I might end up creating a survey as well. And I'll send a survey out just to get some categories. Yeah. You know what? Discord it is. But yeah, I just wanted to like put that out there semi. So now I'm just thinking about like all the stuff. So again, if you have not joined the Discord, join the Discord. Why does TK think he can just destroy New Japan? Because that's what he is doing, in my opinion, taking all the good talent and barely giving back. That's exactly what I've been saying for the whole entire time. There's a reason why I have the best going video called the AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling Partnership. AEW is great at having tech issues during the show. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. All right, guys, listen. Listen, it has been a fantastic Sunday. Like me sharing my Sunday with you guys, it's been fucking fantastic. Okay? Thank you guys so much for hitting that like button. Thank you guys for showing up and being in chat. Thank you to Black Metal Hooligan for dropping bombs in the beginning of this live stream where I just turned it on and he came in and dropped some bombs, and well, YouTube, don't flag this. Like, he has some really good points because YouTube is sensitive. I love you, YouTube. But yeah, so he came in, dropped some like really good shit, and since then we've been on a very, 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 very good momentum. I could definitely say that we are getting closer and closer to YouTube partner. I cannot wait until we get to YouTube partner. And I really appreciate you guys so much. I really do. I will always use my voice to talk about the United Empire, talk about wrestling. If wrestling needs to be fixed, I will talk about it. If it doesn't need to be fixed, we could celebrate it. Wrestling is supposed to be enjoyable. Yeah. So I really don't know how these endings work anymore. I really don't. I really, really, really don't. MD, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. It is a W stream for me. W roundtables. Roundtables, yeah, will take place in the Discord. I will choose people to have different perspectives, and then people can hear it after it's done recording. And I just want AEW to succeed. That's all. I just want AEW to succeed. I want wrestling to succeed. And I don't think that's a bad asking point. Like, it really isn't. So yeah, by the way, thank you guys for showing up on a Sunday, spending time with me, hearing my passionate talk, hearing how I would have changed the whole entire script on Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis, and Will Ospreay. I don't know if AEW is going to listen to this. If you guys can, share it out to AEW. Let them, let's make some noise. If you truly care about professional wrestling, like you guys say you do, and you know who I'm talking about, let's make some noise together. Let's change the industry. Let's make sure that like AEW gets to be better. Because if you guys really truly want AEW around, this is the start. This is the way to go. Tell them, hey, these stories need to be more logical. You got to hire guys with experience. Again, I have a creative writing degree and a publishing certificate. Just saying. Make some noise for that. For everybody that has been in chat with me the whole entire time, I will give you guys all individual love, but I love you guys equally. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making this amazing. And just so you know, in the upcoming days, I'm not sure if there's going to be any more like live streams. I have a project to work on. I have the roundtable to work on with you guys. And then this might end up being like just some mini videos. Who knows? But again, join the Discord and you'll get to know before anyone is up, before anyone else. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. I'll see chat later. Just know you have been listening to a live stream version of the Square Circle podcast with yours truly, Marie Shadows. And I highly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next one.